After analyzing 500 PMP questions, covering more than 100,000 words, and identifying 5,000 unique words, I got valuable insights about the PMP exam. For instance, questions related to Agile methodologies are the most frequently encountered. Another key finding is the critical role of daily team meetings, which consistently appear as an essential practice across various scenarios. In this video, I will share all my findings in detail, including patterns in question distribution, recurring themes, and strategies to tackle common question types. As a bonus, I will provide all words and acronyms encountered during my study and share 50 sample questions to help you better understand the exam format and expectations. Whether you are preparing for the PMP exam or looking to enhance your project management knowledge, I believe these insights will serve as a valuable resource to guide you. The exam is divided into three areas: people, process, and business environment. While PMI lists 35 tasks, the topics are still very broad. For example, it doesn't say exactly how much each methodology is covered, which Scrum practices are the most important, or which meetings matter the most. As a solution, I gathered 500 exam questions and answers, then used Voyant Tools and Excel to look for the most common words and how they connect to other terms. I'll share what I found along with sample questions. Hi, I am Yossam, a senior project manager and team leader with 15 years of experience. I hold PMP, Professional Scrum Master, and TM Forum certifications. During my career, I have successfully managed and led teams, delivered projects across a wide range of industries and organizations in more than 10 countries. In this video, I aim to share insights and strategies that have proven effective in my own career to support all project managers in their development. If you want analysis based on each question or extend analysis with 1000 questions, please let me know. Also, please like and subscribe to support me. How should the project manager resolve? What should PM do? What should PM do to address issue? What should the project manager do to improve the performance? If you are ready, let's start with how I analyze the data section. If you are not interested in Word data analytics, you can go to next section. The data analysis process consists of 6 key steps: ask, prepare, process, analyze, share, and act. Ask phase includes define problem and ask right questions to stakeholders. I mentioned it already. Main problem is related to very broad exam topics. There are a lot of content in books, training courses, videos, and we don't know which topics are the most important. So I decided to analyze and make this video for you. The prepare phase involves collecting and storing data for analysis, ensuring objectivity and fairness. I collect 500 questions in actual exam and near to exam format. The process phase focuses on cleaning and verifying data. I make some tests on Voyant Tools and see result, but data wasn't clean. So I clean data before analysis. I removed the most obvious words and verbs like project, team, members, work, ask, and so on. Analyze phase uses tools to draw conclusions and make predictions. There are lots of powerful tools that analysts use in their work. I analyze using Voyant Tools and Excel. I check the most important words and related items. Voyant Tools is an open source, web-based application for performing text analysis. Researchers use Voyant Tools to analyze text in wide range of contexts including literature, language teaching, healthcare, and system architecture. The share phase focuses on data visualization to effectively communicate results to stakeholders. Visualize data, the most available format, and now I share with you. The act phase involves applying insights to solve the original business problem, and act is your turn.
Okay, let's go.
Let's start insights. Most used word in PMP is stakeholder. Stakeholders need clear communication about the project's goals, timelines, and outcomes to feel confident in the process. They expect their concerns to be heard, valued, and addressed promptly, ensuring their interests are considered. Regular updates and transparent reporting help build trust
and reduce the chance of misunderstandings or disappointment. So we need to find all stakeholders by their power, influence, responsibility, and level of interest in the project. This involves mapping stakeholders according to how much authority they hold over project decisions, the responsibilities they have, and how invested they are in the project's success. Continuously analyzing these factors, we can prioritize engagement strategies, tailor communications, and ensure each stakeholder's expectation and concerns are proactively managed throughout the project lifecycle. In this question, there is an unidentified stakeholder and refuses to approve the closing documents. Question is, what the project manager should do before this issue happens? A is true because first stakeholder identification should be completed at initiation phase. B is wrong because product owner doesn't have such responsibility. C is true because during all phases, stakeholder register document should be updated. D is wrong because also stakeholders don't have such responsibility. E is wrong because issue in question is related to unidentified stakeholder. Even if you do this, it doesn't work. Issues everywhere. PMP concentrate on the issues a lot. In project management, it is essential to recognize that challenges can arise at any stage of a project. These issues might include team conflicts, technical setbacks such as performance or security problems, scope creep, unidentified or late discovered stakeholders, budget overruns, missed deadlines, and poor communication. The PMP framework emphasizes the importance of issues a lot. PMP deals with many team issues. It helps with problems like team conflicts, miscommunication, and lack of engagement. PMP gives ways to solve disagreements and encourages everyone to take part. It also helps create a positive work environment. PMP also guides teams on handling technical problems, coping with changes, and staying focused on project objectives. You need to behave as both manager and leader.
My colleague continues to change my deliverable during every sprint.
There is friction between some of the team members.
Open issues that were not fixed during the iteration are impacting our velocity.
There are a lot of other issue types as well. Scope creep, budget overruns, schedule delays, poor communication, lack of stakeholder engagement, quality assurance and control failures, unclear requirements, and much more. In this question, there is a new team member who has issues to complete a task. So it asks what PM's approach should be. A is wrong because it doesn't solve any problem. B is right because PM should understand core reason for this problem. C is wrong because it's just an estimation, new member needs more training or not. D is wrong because, again, it is an estimation problem.
Okay, let's go.
Technical requirements, non-functional requirements like security, performance, and the highest priority, regulatory, governmental, compliance requirements. Prioritized requirements, unclear requirements, requirements collection, work breakdown structure, main areas related to PMP questions. Let's use a project example to list requirement types. Online learning platform for PMP exam prep will be our example project. Business requirements, high-level goals that justify the project. For example, increase PMP pass rates among non-native English speakers. Expand market reach to 5 new countries. Or reduce customer support inquiries. Stakeholder requirements, needs and expectation from key stakeholders. For example, students want personalized study paths. Instructors need tools to upload content. Marketing team requests integration with analytics tools. Solution requirements are functional and non-functional features of the system. Functional requirements such as users can take time practice exams with instant feedback. AI-powered word familiarity tracker highlights difficult terms. Non-functional requirements such as Platform must support 10,000 concurrent users. User passwords will be stored and encrypted. Transition requirements are temporary capabilities needed for changeover. For example, migrate 500 legacy questions from the old system to the new platform. Train instructors on the new content upload interface. Provide dual access to old and new systems for 3 months. Project requirements are constraints and deliverables for the project team. For example, deliver MVP within 90 days. Use Agile methodology with bi-weekly sprints. Budget capped at $250,000. Quality requirements are standards and criteria for success. For example, 99.9% uptime during exam season, accessibility compliance, user satisfaction score. In this question, a company will start a new project in a country first time. The project manager realized that there are certain regulatory requirements for which the project team has no experience. What should PM do in this situation? A is wrong because this action is early to decide. B is wrong because regulatory requirements cannot be avoided. C is true because SME will know the best related to the requirement. D is wrong because escalation without attempting to solve is not a good practice.
Okay, let's go.
Change requests are also one of hot topics of PMP, and it is very tricky due to methodology differences. In predictive project management, change requests are typically formal and require approval through a defined process, while in agile environments, changes are expected and managed more flexibly through iterative reviews and ongoing stakeholder collaboration. Additionally, questions about organizational change and behavioral change are other common types found on the PMP exam. Organizational change refers to shifts in the structure, roles, or policies within a company. Behavioral change focus on how individuals or groups may need to adjust their attitude, habits, or ways of working during a project. In this question, it asks what PM needs to do to able to handle the approved change management plan by sponsor. A, C, and D is wrong because these are not first things to do. B is true because change should be approved by change control board, even sponsor approved. Let's check other general results quickly. The most used sectors in PMP exams: IT and software development, construction and engineering, business and consulting, manufacturing, healthcare, government and public sector, education and training, and finance and banking. Risk, scope, training, resources, quality, value, budget, compliance, conflict, delays, schedule, procurement, contract, project close are other the most used words related to PMP exam and are often referenced throughout the exam and real-world project scenarios. Let's move to methodology-related results. While not all the PMP exam questions explicitly mention methodology, when a methodology is referenced, around 70 of those questions are agile practice. A significant portion of the exam assesses knowledge of agile transformation, particularly transition from a traditional predictive approach to an agile framework. At this point, you may wonder if you have a Scrum certificate like PCMI, does it help or not? Actually, it helps, but not enough to answer PMP agile questions. PMP has unique question mindset. The most used terms related to agile are product owner, sprint, user story, estimation points, velocity, daily meetings, prioritization, retrospective meetings, Scrum Master, iterations, backlog, and Scrum plus Kanban. Lastly, I will mention about roles, team and meetings in PMP. The most mentioned team is your development team members where you act as supervisor. It is important team member is new or senior, remote or not, technical leader or not. Then product owner, scrum master, sponsor, stakeholder, functional manager, resource manager, HR, PMO, SME, program manager, technical leader, CCB, CEO, executives, and committee members. The most mentioned meetings are daily meetings, virtual team meetings, retrospective meetings, review meetings, status meetings, and backlog grooming sessions. Thank you so much for watching this video where we explored the most frequently mentioned words in PMP. I hope you found the breakdown helpful and gained new insight to enhance your own work practices. If you would like to dive even deeper, don't forget to check the bonus content linked in the video description. Available through Microsoft OneDrive. Your support means a lot. Please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which section you find most valuable. See you in next video.